Business Monday. Today, we're doing a little bit different. We're doing this as a Facebook Live. Hey, I know that there have been a lot of rumors about how Zoom is not allowing Facebook live stream and then recording and all of that. Hey, guess what? I got an expert here who worded it all out. I'm going to learn from her a little bit later how to do that. But this is not our topic today. What we're going to talk about is something that all of us use, but don't know how to use it properly. We are going to help you 10x your social media result. So today, my experts here is Candice. Hi, Candice. So lovely to meet you today. Thank you so much for coming on to our Business Monday.
Martha, I am absolutely pumped to share this information because there has never been a better time in business. It's never been so easy. Social media is the greatest tool that could have been given to us as entrepreneurs. And you're right, it's just a matter of figuring out how to get it working for you. And that's what I want to share today.
That's amazing. So please tell us a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, so I have got a background I've been in business for 23 years. I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur, so I actually believe that it's just the way that I'm wired. And I have a background in psychology and marketing. So in amongst my business adventures, I did get poached to go and work in commercial media. I got offered a journalism role because I'm really great at creating content. And I also spent 10 years in commercial radio and TV as a presenter, doing both local segments and national TV for Channel 7 and Channel 9.
Oh, that is amazing. Very, very impressive resume too.
Yeah. So I absolutely love business. I love marketing. I love the creative aspects of it. And I started my first business when I was 11. And as far as social media goes, I actually started one of Australia's first done-for-you social media agencies when business pages were still a very new thing.
Oh, that is amazing. So you are the person that we can actually listen to about learning about social media.
I believe
So the
so.
first question that I wanted to ask you, what are the tips for getting more reach? Okay, because I know that a lot of us get stressed when our post doesn't get reach, and then we don't get enough likes and comments, and then we get stressed as a business owner. So what are some of your tips that you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is one of the most frustrating things that I hear from business owners as well, because before social media, you needed to be in something like the Yellow Pages in Australia. That was the main marketing. And to get in the Yellow Pages, you had a marketing rep come to you and he would talk to you about what you were going to buy for the year. And that was kind of marketing done for a lot of people. We're now on social media, it's something that needs our consistent attention and it needs our eyes on it at least 3 times a week. The platforms have just recently released some information about how the algorithm works, which is always exciting. And they're suggesting that if you post up to 5 times a week, you're going to get the best results, but a minimum of 3. The worst thing that we can do as business owners is go 3 days without posting at all because the algorithm starts to reset itself and then it doesn't actually know who to put your content in front of. So some of the ways that you can get the best reach is to SEO optimize your profiles so that they look great. Consider your profiles are a storefront. And just as humans, like think about it from the psychology perspective. If you were going into a grocery store that looked a bit scrappy on the outside and you took a look inside and there's not much stock on the shelves and there's not really anyone there to serve you, you probably wouldn't go back. You might buy something the first time, but you probably wouldn't go back. And our social media presence is exactly the same. Like the storefront needs to look good. So have a good profile photo, have a good cover photo, have good information in your bio, and then have stock replenishing the shelves. So be posting at least a couple of times a week. And then there's all other tricks as well in regards to using hooks, because people use social media usually while they're doing other things. Like they might be in the car as a passenger or they're watching TV in the background. So they're just scrolling and you need to have content that stops the scroll. And we call that thumb stopping content. So using very well crafted strategic hooks plus good visuals in a reel or a good photo should be enough to stop the scroll for your ideal client. And I'm going to share with you 10 of my tested hooks today that
That
do really
sounds
well.
wonderful. That sounds
Yeah.
wonderful because it is so hard for content creator. We some of our business owners will hire a VA to actually do our social posts and
Yeah.
schedule it in and all of that. And I understand that how hard it can be sometimes for a lot of business owners that they don't have time. So if we can get some like ideas and hooks about how what are the most popular content, I believe that that will be a great help to us.
Yeah, and this is another area that I see businesses going a little bit astray with their marketing. So if you don't have a good system and content that works, and then you outsource it to a VA or a social media manager, like a crappy system will continue being a crappy system. And it's just going to be more of a consistent crappy system because you're actually paying someone to post for you. So it's so important as the business owner to actually figure out what is the content that works. And if you don't have the capacity to do that, I would suggest hiring someone like a social media specialist. So not a social media manager, a social media specialist who can come up with, like, have a look at your business in a full holistic view and go, okay, what's your goal? And what kind of content are we going to create the bridge to get to your goal? So this is where a lot of people are frustrated paying for social media managers and VAs, thinking that it's going to be the answer to their social media problems, and it's not. And they're feeling burnt. They're feeling like they're spending a lot of money and not getting the result. But it takes work to figure out what content's going to work.
Oh, I hear you. I hear so many people say, "Oh, I hire a VA. I have like got their hook." And I'm sure, like every single day as business owner, we have received so many DMs about, "Oh, how would you feel like getting another like how many views on your
Yeah.
post or getting how many clients?" But I normally just delete them and not look into it because I know that you really need to understand your business. I know that a lot of business
Mm.
owner like find that running your business is hard, and it is hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, it is hard work in a lot of sense. You do need to understand what you're doing before actually going in, jumping into business. If not, that's not a business. That is a very expensive job or a very expensive hobby. That's how I
Yes.
see it. So let's talk back about the 10 hooks that you have. Please share that with us.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to pop them in a document that I can give to, if anybody wants it, just DM me, or I'll somehow get it inside this post or give it to you so you can share it with your community, because they're just strategically crafted just words words to get people to buy in and stop the scroll. And I'm going to give you a collection because nice cat. I'm
Okay.
going to give you a collection because I'm aware that you'll have some business owners in here who are service based and product based, so it's a little bit different for both.
Oh, that's just sound amazing. I will going to put that into the show notes. Feel free to actually give it to us later.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to ask this, a lot of people say, oh, like you shouldn't use social media for your business. Social media is not for your business. And I'm like, okay, why not? Like, oh no, you should use Google review and all of that instead. So is that true that like Google is better than all the other social media? Or like where are people looking and how does that compare to Google?
Yeah, of course. So, well, money flows where eyeballs go. So, wherever people are looking, you ideally want to be as a business. And there is billions of dollars done every day in business through social media, through selling in the DMs. This is why people are getting a lot of cold DMs where it's like,
Mm,
hey, I can get you more views and get you more reach. That strategy actually works enough as a small percentage for people to keep doing that.
mm,
So, there is huge opportunity to make money on social media. I have just built a business last year. It got to 420K in revenue in 6 months. Before starting the business, I had no prior leads.
mm,
Okay, no prior leads. It was a completely new business, unlike anything I'd ever done before. And I built it organically with social media and basically, you know, some hustle, actually going and seeing businesses, going
mm,
and talking to people and networking. But the majority of that came from social media and the strategies that I use to generate leads online. But it's really interesting that Google, so the platforms are in competition with Google, particularly Meta. If you've done any recent updates to your apps, especially Facebook or Instagram, you probably would have noticed that there's a big AI component in there now when you search at the top of the screen. So it actually brings up search results similar to Google. So for the last couple of years, Gen Z has been using Instagram, like 44% of Gen Z have been using Instagram as a search engine. And to counter that and to make it an even bigger search engine, the platforms have introduced all of the AI to support you. So you can actually search for things right now through Meta as if you were on Google. And Google has been the king for a very long time, but the throne's getting shaky. And I'm super excited to see what's going to happen in this space because Google AdWords have become a super expensive way to advertise, just as Facebook ads have as well. But there's some extreme competition there at the moment. And I think it's going to shift. I think more and more people will steer away from Google, not so much like the older generations. I think we're kind of programmed and used to that, but Google's going to have to do something soon to counteract the competition because they're losing the younger demographics in a very fast way.
Mm.
So
I
it's
see,
really
I see.
important to be on social media more than ever because there are people going to social media to search for things. And if your business and your brand is not there, you are going to get lost in the noise.
Mm. I hear you, I hear you. And I see a lot of the business owner, they are quite shy. Like I encourage everyone to do a post by themselves in our group there. So they have a unique that authority setting space for them. But I see them, a lot of them are rather hiding in the thread that I put down, and then everyone put their business underneath. It's okay. Like, people do look into that too. But isn't it better when you can actually stay in the limelight and let people really see you shine? But I understand that could be coming from a mindset or a confident level. What would you recommend other business owners, like if they are in that mindset that they are a bit shy to be seen?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, fame is the most efficient business model. So if you can get yourself in, as I said, money flows where eyeballs go. So the more people you can get yourself in front of, the more opportunities you're going to have as a business owner. I might just share my screen and just very quickly draw something out for everybody, which is the most popular thing that I have ever taught. I get a lot of feedback about what's called my home run content matrix. It is a 45-minute lesson, so I'm going to give you a very quick, brief overview. When it comes to content, it's better to have a mix of things. So, what I often see is a lot of business owners doing invitation style content. So, this is selling. This is basically offering your products and services. What what we need to do is have a combination of character posts, a combination of value, so it's sharing value tips, how to, that kind of thing, and then sharing proof. Now, when you can do all of this effectively in 1 week, it's the home run. Or if you don't have much time for posting on social media, do it over a space of 2 weeks. But the character is what you're talking about. It's really important to let people buy in to the character of you or your business or your product, because all of those have got characteristics behind them, which you can share on social media. So things to do with character are like you. So it's your character. My writing's messy because I'm trying to go fast. Your day. And you can also have things to do with like your work, your lair. If you think about characters in superheroes, they've all got a lair. They've all got a battle that they're fighting. They've all got something that they believe in. They've all got a reason why they're doing what they're doing. And the way that I typically teach character is to think about Seinfeld or think about one of your favorite TV shows. Most people can name a couple of characters from Seinfeld. And then if you think about the characters, what are the characteristics of them? Like there's Jerry, who was OCD with cleanliness. There's Kramer, who was a little bit crazy and sporadic. So once you can get your followers to buy into character-based things to do with you, your business, or your product, they become really connected to you. So you become memorable and it's something that people want to buy into more. So the sharing value is tips, just in short. give invitations. So actually, this is where you offer your products and services, and sharing proof enables people to go, okay, well, this can definitely work for me as well. Does that make sense?
Yep, that sounds actually, it always sounds easy. Okay. It always sounds, oh, it's so simple. But how do we actually put it into action? Like for
Mm.
like using me as an example, if you can actually use a character, and I think that it probably works easier for people. I'm a confidence coach by trade, so this is what I do. So how would you and like how would you put me in as a character, as a intro, as a like a tips and things like that? Like give us some idea from your view, like what will a confidence coach do, for example?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, you already do it anyway, Martha. Like for
Mm,
anybody who's been in your group for a little while and has been following you, they can see that you, like, parts of your character are your relationship. Parts of your character are what you do in your life. You know, like you share a lot of your life. It's absolutely brilliant. If you were my client, I would be telling you to do those things. And if you don't want to share yourself on social media, you don't have to. There's lots of opportunity for faceless style content. And in fact, it's actually a bit of a trend at the moment to use faceless style content. So you already do it. Like, one of the key aspects I think of when I think of you is your relationship. You talk about it a lot. It lights you up, and you're very big on community, and you're very big on supporting women, hence the group, and you talk about those things as well. So that's kind of like becoming your work, your lair, your day. When it comes to value, the like, we want to be offering help, but the problem if we're teaching all the time is that teachers don't get paid enough and they're undervalued. So if you were always sharing value, people are going to come to you as a confidence coach, and they're probably not going to be primed to pay because they feel like they're always getting it. Okay, so this is where the balance is important. We want people to like you, but we don't want you to be a full-time vlogger, which is sharing your life through videos and pictures. Okay, so when it comes to sharing value, share tips, share from your own experience or share from your clients' experiences, how how to attain confidence. Whatever the transformation is that you're offering for everybody, whatever the transformation your product or service is offering, share how it does that. But I have this saying that there is know-how, but we want to give them know-how. Okay, we don't want to give them all the how. So if your transformation is 9 steps, share 1 or 2 of them. Like, start sharing what you do with a client, like at the start of a call or during a call, or, you know, does that make sense?
yeah, definitely. And I think that a lot of us that who are in a surface space, when they're listening to this, they are like, oh, yeah, I tend to give them 20
Yes, you
instead
give
of
them so
2.
much.
And that's
Yeah.
that's that's perfect. And I love the way that you're explaining it, because I believe that anyone who can hear this, when you're explaining it this way, people can say, oh yeah, I can relate to that. So yeah,
Yep.
how about like giving like intuition?
Yeah. So we if we're giving invitation, we want to give people the opportunity to start, like to purchase from you and know how to start. And
Mm,
that could be with like a free tool. It could be a lead magnet. It could be an event. You might have like a VIP event, a masterclass, or something like that you're running. And it could be just to directly partner with you. So, as in, hey, like, I'm getting a group of people together, or I've got one place left for one-to-one, or however you want to offer your products and services. If we're giving invitation all the time, which I do see a lot of businesses do when they first come to me, you start to become a spammer. And if you're giving invitation all the time, this is one of the worst things that can affect your reach as a business, your engagement. People are just feeling sold to. It's like the ads on the television or the ads on the radio. Like, I put them on mute. I don't know if anybody else does. I don't want to hear it. So you don't want to be selling all the time. You want people to get to know you. You want them to get a little bit of value. And then the proof is like, it's screenshots of client success stories.
mm,
It's like case studies, for you as a confidence coach, it's like, I worked with Sarah. Sarah had this problem when she came to me. We did XYZ. Now Sarah is doing ABC. Okay. And then there's also straight up testimonials as well, which is people sharing bits of like writing, like sending you a video of their experience or writing out a testimonial for you.
That is perfect. And I think that now explaining it this way, a lot of us who are in the service industry or even in the products industry, that you can actually use this one, because a lot of people will actually get scared to share themselves. And then they think that they are like, they are not their product, they're not their business. But for me, because we do a lot of the personalized business, I do believe that we stand by what we do.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're doing confidence coaching, it would make sense for you to be on the camera and to be talking and educating people and connecting with your audience, because for coaches in particular, when people are buying coaching, they're buying the coach. They're not buying your coaching so much, okay? They're buying into you. So show yourself. So if you have a business that is somebody that is really buying you, then it's important that you show up. If you're just doing, you might have women here who are helping their husbands in their trade-based businesses. Like if you're just doing plumbing or electrical or something like that, then you can just show little bits of the team working or whoever working. You don't necessarily have to have someone speaking to camera, but anybody offering some kind of transformation, I would definitely recommend that you get on camera.
That sounds
Products
amazing.
businesses, your product
Yep.
has a character, your product has a purpose, it has something that it does. And your clients would have proof from using your product. Well, I hope they would. People buy for two reasons, Martha. They buy because they've got a problem that they need to have solved, or they buy because they have a desire that they want to reach, and they see you as the bridge for both of those things.
I think that's actually very, very clear now of what people can do, which is amazing. Candice, it has been such an amazing pleasure to work with you today and listening to all of that. I would love to actually invite you to come back to do a webinar with us.
Yeah, of course. I love it. I love teaching. This is what I'm here for.
That's amazing. So everyone, please do watch out for our upcoming webinar with Candice, sharing about social media and how to help you to be seen, to be heard, and to actually get more business for your business. Thank you once again, Candice, for joining us today.
You're so welcome. It's been amazing.
Thank you to our audience and our listeners for joining us on Business Monday. I look forward to seeing you at our next episode.